It's movie magic, folks.
Damn it, that's good.
I like what we've created here.
I would definitely watch that.
Yeah, obviously.
Welcome to The Recast. I'm Alison Leiby.
I'm Patrick Monahan.
And today we are going to be talking about my favorite film of all time, My Cousin Vinny. They could do 50 versions of this film and I would never get enough of it.
I love it.
Good. Because
maybe not as much as you, but
this is going to be a very heated debate because I have some strong opinions on what a new version of this movie would be, even though the original is flawless. We'll go through our first two, but then we'll kind of see which couple makes the most sense. So the first role, the lead role, the iconic role, Vinny Gambini, played by Joe Pesci. I want to do kind of something a little bit different here, a bit of a gender swap. I chose Cardi B.
Okay.
I think that she is super funny. I think that she has that zaniness and that very New York,
Yep.
which I think is something that this role is identified by, is that everybody's Utes, and I feel like her pronunciation and language and the way she speaks is so funny. That's mine.
Okay. I didn't go as big a change. I went with Tony Sirico, who was Paulie Walnuts in The Sopranos.
Why him over anybody else from The Sopranos or from the world of
I think
those style movies and shows?
I think I like his character the most in terms of his just sort of matter-of-factness. I want to see him do the two-finger point with the pinky ring at somebody.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get a lot of really good new legal terms that are not.
Absolutely.
I just think he's hilarious. So I think,
I agree.
even intentionally or unintentionally for that matter. And
yes,
he can play a little bit heartwarming. He was at least on one episode of Sesame Street, so he's not going to terrify the audience too much.
I guess.
So yeah, that's my pick.
Okay. So for Mona Lisa Vito, which is played brilliantly by Marissa Tomei, who won the Oscar, very well deserved, Zac Efron. If I'm doing Cardi as Vinny, I need a attractive, comes off maybe dumb at first, but actually is trustworthy, which is what she does.
Zac Efron.
I want to see him stamping his foot about pause attraction with her He does the whole thing with her accent. That's the conceit.
So okay, he's got.
So he's doing the Mona Lisa Vito Vinny like that, but it's Zac Efron saying it. And we're talking neighbor Zac Efron, chiseled, not this puffy one that is out there now.
Okay. Zac Efron's puffy now? I guess I
don't know. I mean, he's always hot. It doesn't matter.
Okay, fair enough. I went with somebody who might be a little bit controversial here, Cardi B.
Did you really?
So I did.
Can we do a Cardi B? Well,
I was going to say,
she plays it Sandler in that
can't.
movie where he plays his own twins.
Like a Jack and Jill.
A real Jack and Jill, My Cousin Vinny of Cardi B.
Like a fake beard and red velour suit. I think that's what he wears.
Yes.
And then also
with the ruffled
questioning herself on the stand.
Yes. I might
see that.
I would definitely watch that.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting take. They're both insane characters, which she is.
I have real questions about Zac Efron's ability to do the accent. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I don't know that he has the chops. He's so funny and so great. He might not be right for this. Can we settle on a Cardi B?
I think we have to.
I think we have to.
We're betting a lot on Cardi B here.
We are betting a lot on Cardi B, but honestly, I think she can handle it.
Okay, I like it.
All right, we are going Cardi B for Vinny Gambini, and we're also going Cardi B for Mona Lisa Vito.
Sold.
I think that's a perfect casting already. So the next role is Judge Chamberlain Haller, which is played by Fred Gwynne. I like the gravitas and the seriousness and the white southernness of all of it, so I went Patricia Clarkson.
Okay.
Patricia Clarkson is a lady character actress.
Sure.
She's that lady in a lot of things,
Yep.
whereas a lot of guys are that guy.
Yeah.
She was amazing dramatically in Sharp Objects, but I feel like her comedic roles are so much more interesting. So I'm going with her.
Okay. I went with another that actor, that guy type person. I went with Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo?
Yep. You probably don't know who that is by name. I knew who that is by name and face and everything he's been in because I have a very specific brain disease.
Sure.
That
Clearly
prioritizes information like that over, memories and important things about loved ones.
Of course.
So I guarantee you've seen him. He was in Gone in 60 Seconds. He's one of the two cops chasing Nicolas Cage.
Great.
He's in The Core, one of the scientists who develops the machine to go to the core, obviously. He's got a certain warmth to him, I think, that helps. And Fred Gwynne is, he was Herman Munster. He does have that sort of imposing Southern genteel thing, but also he's got a little bit of kind of comedic chops, and I think Delroy Lindo can kind of pull that off.
And I feel like that's kind of important in this role. There needs to be that little bit of sympathy, which I don't know that Patricia Clarkson always gives off a ton of sympathy when she's playing very intensely.
Yeah.
So maybe yours is the better one here.
Yeah.
I will concede. So for Judge Chamberlain Haller, instead of Fred Gwynne, we're going with Delroy Lindo.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so the last role that we're gonna recast is Jim Trotter, who was played by Lane Smith, the Southern opposing lawyer.
He's trying to put the Karate Kid in jail. That's what it comes
Yeah,
down
there
to.
you go. That's how you would explain this movie to people. So I have chosen Laura Dern. I feel like she'd be like really good at playing that like fake nice, like, oh, I'm being so nice, but like secretly knowing that like she's not helping at all, because I think that she's like really good at playing nasty, and she's so good in Big Little Lies.
For me, the thing about the prosecutor in My Cousin Vinny is that it's somebody who has a kind of smarmy attitude.
Yes.
It's somebody you want to see lose, obviously,
Yeah,
because
of
you're
course.
rooting for the guy because you know they didn't do it and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I went with somebody who's sort of in a similar vein to Lane Smith. I went with Christopher McDonald, who maybe just might as well just call him by his most famous character name, Shooter McGavin.
Wow.
Lane Smith was also like the coach of the Hawks in the Mighty Ducks. He has that kind of long career of being like sort of later in his career being kind of like the bad guy you want to see go down. And there's nothing I want to see more than Christopher McDonald doing his closing argument and then kind of doing a little shimmy like Shooter. And then he gets completely upended.
That's good.
I understand, Laura Dern. I just don't, for me, I don't see wanting to see her lose with she's not hateable in the way that Christopher McDonald has made his whole career on.
She like gets crushed very easily, but this role, I guess, is like mostly dominating the film in terms of successes until the very end. So you just see her succeeding.
Yeah.
It's like, do we need to see another like rich white lady succeeding? No.
No, we need to see a rich white
Rich
man
white man succeeding. Show me something
Finally.
I'm comfortable with.
Thank you.
So for Jim Trotter, instead of Lane Smith, we're going Christopher McDonald.
I like what we've created here.
I do too. I feel like we really made something special.
And I think, the budget's going to be a little high because of all the swapping Cardi B's
Yes.
and whatever has to go in there.
Yes, I don't know how that works, but I know it's not cheap.
It's movie magic, folks. That's all you need to know.
So to run down the new My Cousin Vinny. Vinny Gambini, Cardi B. Mona Lisa Vito, Cardi B. Jim Trotter, Christopher McDonald, AKA Shooter McGavin. Judge Chamberlain Haller, Delroy Lindo. I mean, that's a film. That's not even a movie.
Yeah.
That's a film.
And just think of all the Instagram views that would lead to the promotion of the movie.
People would only watch that movie on Instagram.
That's right.
That's how it would happen. That's how all movies are going to be watched moving forward. So maybe we're on the right track.
Yeah.
Here.